But it's about us, men and women. Women more than men. Women are the protectors of the children. Men are meant to be the protectors of the woman. It's our whole purpose. You've got that diamond, you give the woman the diamond, and then you protect that diamond. And when that diamond comes out bigger, powerful, you make sure it doesn't get touched. Just like every sort of living thing on the planet does with their babies. It's what it should be like. When you see a lioness and the cubs, what do you see? Dad. That's the way it should be with us. It's not though, is it? What's the main factor for that? Drink and drugs. What's the main factor for family breakdown within your community? Drugs. What's one of the main factors in every kid that's getting lifed off for murder? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. What's the main factor in all their situations? Cannabis abuse. They don't release the details because they're making a pharmacy out of it. And we all know what the billions of pounds are going to be made on the back of the kids. So, for example, if I'm a business and I want to create a market, on the back of an illegal market, I'll turn a blind eye to the market I want to tap into. And that's what happened 15 years ago, 20 years ago. If I got nicked with a weed when I was younger, you're spending a night in the cells and getting put in court the next morning. I'm getting out of jail, kids are getting searched, getting bags of weed found on them, and then let go. Why do you think that is? To ease the overcrowding of the justice system. Alright. So what they're doing is, you're seeing it lately, why all the crops are getting took out when they wasn't the way they are now. Right, on the clean-up phase. What did the clean-up phase do? All these kids are now 21st century smackheads. And instead of putting them on methadone, like they did all our uncles and dads and brothers, they're going to put them on cannabis. And each kid's going to have a prescription of cannabis like it's a prescription of any medication you get. Worth Brewsters. Pharmacies, contracts, everything's already sewn up. They've only got to be built, probably be built in the next 5 or 10 years. Well, you've seen it already coming out there and they're using the influencers, and you think to yourself, how the f*** did he smash it? How's he gone from there to there? And then a year later, he's promoting this medical cannabis. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And it's the kids that are relevant. And when you've got Snoop Dogg on a stage smoking weed with a copper, when you've got all these big iconic Hollywood stars going, yeah, weed's great. It's encouraging the market. Go on, get in touch, have a tap, have a tap, have a tap. So you've seen America now, they're more, let's just do it. And look at it over there. And they're wondering why kids are going into schools with firearms, going off the barnets. They're not mentioning the weed, are they? Every single one of the kids, I suggest, is on weed. And you've got to understand it. Why? You as a mum, you can see it. You can see the tapped mind of your kid when he hasn't got a joint. When he hasn't got the money for the joint. If your son who's been smoking weed for 2 or 3 years now, you're seeing the deterioration. There's a lot of girls doing it. You can see the deterioration. They started it in school. One of the most dangerous places for your children. They started in school, dinner time, because they're too stoned. They don't want to go back in and get caught by the teacher. So now they're sagging. And while they're sagging, they're having another joint. And every joint you have is making your child, your daughter and your son vulnerable to the dealers. Why? Because your daughter's going to depend on the weed soon, and she'll be making her own phone calls soon. She'll be ringing the local soon herself. She'll get dependent on the local soon herself. There'll become a point where she can't get money off her mum. She's not working, she's only young. She can't get dough from nowhere. Hello, can I strap off you? Of course you can. There you go. Before you know it, 6 months down the line, a year down the line, your daughter's in the passy of that cunt's car. He's got to keep her sweet for 6 months. Introduce her to some coke. Introduce to drink. Introduce to coming back to his flat. And then, depending on who he is, what he is, and what culture he's from, depends on how long your daughter's going to get, and by how many men. And I mean, in life, I didn't mean to say it like that, so forgive me if someone thinks, oh, that's bad. And that's just one angle of it. That's just one risk for your daughters. And that weed is a gateway to that. If your daughter is smoking weed 14, 15, she's finished. She won't hold a job down, she won't hold a relationship down, she'll be on the benefits all her life. If she's got to mind a few boxes of weed for a boyfriend, she'll do it. Why? Because she'll be lonely. Why is she lonely? Because all her mates never done what she done. 2 or 3 of them smoke the weed. They're the ones that are free, taking any man they can get. The ones that never smoked the weed, they cracked on, they went into employment, they secured themselves, found themselves a decent man, and just went on with their lives. Probably look back on them things thinking, what happened to them? When they were your mates, and you weren't stopping them, and you weren't going far. Why? Because you were probably just drinking, thinking you're not off the drink, but you probably sat at home now on the wine every night thinking you're rich and posh. And this is what's happening within our communities, and this isn't being racist when I say our communities. It doesn't matter what community you're in, white, black, Asian, it doesn't matter. Drugs are taking hold of every community, and they're doing exactly the same damage. Every firearm incident on your estate in your city for the last 30 years has been to do with drugs. Everyone shot dead by a firearm in your estate in the last 20 years has been to do with drugs. What's the biggest risk to you in your community? Drug dealers. Who's letting it happen? The filth. How do I make the drug dealers realise that we're all killing each other here? We're leading our children into gang life where they're going to shoot and kill each other and get life off and use drugs and abuse drugs and not have a family and shit like this. He's going to start listening to me, or are you going to listen when you're 40 and it's too late? Are you going to grow up mature, start thinking about life the way you should be, and start thinking, you know what, I'm worried sick about my kids and what Darren G's been screaming for the last decade or two. I wish you listened. Some of you are listening, but I'm not unapproachable now to your community. You can't really embrace me because you're shut down. I've got loads of lads messaging me that's turning their back on that shit through what I'm screaming. Got a 1-year-old child dealing drugs, thinking they're gonna last. It's not good. You got to switch up fast, lad. Why? Because your kids are your future. Your children are your future, and if they're getting guided into a hellhole, guess what your future's like? You just don't let your kid go out the door at 16, and then you can sit back and have your peaceful life. If your kid gets murdered on them streets, your life's finished. If your kid gets placed in prison for the first time, your ma's heart is snapped. It's like you've been murdered. It doesn't matter what it's like for anyone out there. To your mum, you are and always will be a beautiful, innocent little boy, and you will not have done that crime. The minute it's proven, you snap that heart on your mother. And she's broke just like you are off the prison you're doing. And if you get lifed off for that emotional, erratic choice that you've just made with your knife, just think about how you're going to be sat in a cell for 20 years. Think of the damage you're doing to the family across the road. It's your own kind. You've been playing with the kid on the street for years, some years. Think about where I come from. Just think about where I come from when I'm screaming this. It's not fame. It's not trying to be this, being whatever. Do you think this? Have you seen what I've been getting put through for this message? Have you even went back and just looked? Don't ignore 2004, because that was the intervention that came for me. Do you think I'm going to carry an 18-year-old kid into a hospital with 8 holes in his body, dripping with blood out his eyes, his mouth, screaming for his mum? Do you think I'm going to carry him into an hospital, listen to him die on his hospital bed, go to jail within a month, suffer the sadness in my head, the grief, all this shit, the guilt, all this? Do you think I'm going to get out and participate in the life, the same life that wrecked this kid's life? That's me like saying him, he died for nothing. And I'm not that, and I wouldn't do that. And I don't give a fuck how their family think I am now. He's one of the main factors. His name's not, he's not died in vain. He's choose a life, not a knife, more than I am. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, lads that could be shot up when you're 19, like young Ellis Cox? Young girls within that community, chilling with these groups within that fraternity. Yeah, you might be working, but you're holding terrible secrets. You've got young girls sat there now, they go to work 9 to 5, they come home and they're chilling with rats that's involved with the murder of a young man in the city of Liverpool. 19-year-old kid on a bike on his way home to his mother, took out by drug dealers. Within that community, you have got young girls who are in the know. At the moment, because you're young, it's not really affecting you. When you start getting older, and the empathy and the humanity and the realisation that your boyfriend's because you will do, drug dealer, gangbanger, listen to my words, he's going to prove himself to be a horrible bastard with you the further you're in there. You're keeping this secret, doesn't matter how small you think it is. Your boyfriend slipped something, your boyfriend's pillow talking, he's got no one else he can trust, he thinks he can trust you, giving you all them secrets, offloading that deadly poison into you. As you're growing up with that, it's going to damage the life out of you. You can have the key to the answers for a brutal murder for a family. The fact that you're not releasing that key to the family means you're going to suffer horrendously as you're growing up. And you'll develop, probably, like loads of people, they can't handle the secret. They can't handle being in the know. It's alright when it goes quiet, because you can deal with it better. But when you've got people like Darren G, every year, calling you out because I know you're sitting there with your secret, reminding you, you start taking it on like I'm talking to you. That's how you start taking it. Like, is he speaking to me again? I'm in there. It's not going to leave you alone. What normally happens is you start looking for something to subdue the feelings, drink drugs. Without you understanding it, that secret is making you drink and drink and drink more as you're getting older. You just don't realise what it is. And it's that dirty secret that you hold. So any of you young girls, just like in the Cashman murder, where you had a young girl, a young woman, who held that secret of the dirty rat who slipped into her house and told her, slipped the tongue, That girl's living with that secret. She was brave enough, strong enough, and able enough to come forward and go, listen, this is what happens. Now you'll get some twisted there and go, yeah, but that was a girl. Off out my life. Doesn't matter what child's murdered. They all deserve the same attention. They all deserve the same empathy. Got Poppy saying you don't listen. Why do I need to listen when I'm the one that's speaking? Don't hear anyone else speaking in here, do you? It'd probably be better if there was two of us having a constructive conversation, wouldn't it? So choose a life, not a knife, people. Keep it real. I know it was getting deep there. A few subjects kicked in. We just went through an array of emotions there without you understanding it. 10 minutes ago it was triggering. So it helps me